Hi there, Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor here to give you your October 2025 Denver real estate market update. I'll be going over September numbers since I won't have October numbers until November. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So the first numbers that I'm going to shoot out at you today are in regards to inventory. So at the end of September, there were 13,074 homes on the market in the Denver area. This was up just ever so slightly from the prior month by 0.11% and up 17.62% from September of 2024. We had 4,968 new listings come on the market in September, and this was actually up from August by 6.18%. Typically, you don't figure that there's going to be more new listings in September than there were in August, but that is the case this month. So if you're out there shopping for a home, yeah, you've got some new choices out there. We had 3,366 homes sell in the month of September. This was down 8.78% from the prior month and down just 0.27% from September of 2024. All right, median sales price. The median sales price in the Denver area in the month of September came in at $589,900. This was down just 0.56% from August, which is kind of normal this time of year. We see the seasonal slowing or drop in home prices this time of year. It was up 2.59% from September of 2024. Now, that number that I gave you, that $589,900, that was both attached and detached homes. So I'm just going to break that down for you. The median sales price for a detached home in September came in at $638,250. And the median sales price for an attached home in the Denver area in September came in at $390,000. Median days on the market in the month of September came in at 35 days. So keep that in mind if you are selling a home. Just plan for it. And let me say too that this can vary greatly by neighborhood, price range, all kinds of, again, what city you're in. So when you're getting ready to list your house, be sure to take a look at your local segment and to get a good idea of how long homes are taking to sell. All right, so that's it for the numbers. I want to talk about something that I am seeing out there, and that is sellers in the Denver market right now are quite frustrated. Just earlier this morning, I saw in a uh, Facebook group someone venting about their home for sale in Castle Rock and that it's not selling, and they weren't happy with their realtor, and asking some questions about whether they can get a new realtor or what they're dissatisfied with and any ideas of how to get their home sold. I've heard it just from sellers across the board that a lot of sellers are frustrated. And it's no surprise. And recent years past, homes were selling fairly easy, and that just doesn't seem to be the case anymore. And sometimes it can seem like it's even hard to get people in for showings and walking through the door. Right now in the Denver area, Redfin estimates that there are about 57% more sellers than buyers. So, yep, understand that frustration. And we have the highest number of homes on the market in the Denver area than we've seen in 14 years. So yeah, things have changed for sure. Surprisingly, prices have remained fairly steady. Although that too, I would say check your local area or the type of home you have, because I have seen some neighborhoods and some types of homes where when compared to like 2022, 2023, the prices have increased. And then there are some other markets, areas within the Denver area where I have seen quite a bit of price decrease. So really research that before you list your home. Um, as always, price is the biggest factor. And as I mentioned in my market update last month, the city of Denver saw more price decreases on homes than any other city in the United States. And as I mentioned, the only thing that this indicates to us is about our market is that I guess Denver area has more delusional sellers who are just out of touch on what their home will sell for. So I would say try not to be one of those people, because overpricing your home from the start can really stigmatize your property and bring you in less money long term. So if you have a house on the market and it is not selling, the number one factor to take a look at is your price. There are other factors too. In fact, I'm going to do a video within the next week talking about how to sell your house in Denver, because there's several factors that I definitely want to hit on there, but I'm not going to hit them in this video. But watch out for that one if you're in that place where you're trying to sell your home or you're thinking about selling your home in the near future. Um, the other, just also, the other thing I want to say is pay very close attention to what is going on in your area with other homes that are on the market. I actually sold my house this summer, and I sold it in about the median number of days. It was about a month that it took to sell my home. And this is what I was looking at. My house was in Parker. And first of all, in my neighborhood at the time, there were more homes for sale in my neighborhood than I had ever seen. I'd lived there, I think, 11 years and had never seen that many homes for sale at one time. So I was like, holy cow, that's a little bit competitive. And then just in the whole Parker area, within the price range that my house was, there were about 50, at any given week, there were about 50 homes for sale. So I was paying attention to that. Then I was looking at how many homes were selling per week. So with about 50 homes for sale, there's always new ones coming on and another one's going under contract. There were only about 4 homes going under contract in my price range per week. So the odds were not in my favor that I was going to be one of those homes. So I needed to figure out how I was going to be one of those homes. Obviously, price was a big factor. And what I could see was I was very competitive in price where I was at with the other homes in my price range, as far as what my home had to offer, square footage, the upgrades, whatnot. I was sitting good, but I could see that if I was about $25,000 lower, that my house stood out as a rock star among those homes. Of course, nobody wants to take $25,000 less, right? We all want to get the most that we can. But I knew that with those price drops, if I really wanted to get my house sold, it dropping my price to match these other homes that didn't offer quite as much, that I was going to have success in that area. So be watching, and your realtor, if you are currently on the market, your realtor should be keeping you up on all of these things. I did this weekly, every Monday for myself. I do this every Monday for any clients that I have. A true analysis. What's going on? What sold this week? Why did these homes seem to sell? Are we overpriced? What do we look like if we drop our price into this range? Do we look more competitive? These are all things that you need to be taking into consideration. And like I said, if your realtor should be giving you very consistent updates of what has sold, what isn't selling, those sorts of things, so that you can make good decisions on where you need to be at. Home buyers, congratulations. You have a lot more choices than you did in recent past, and a little bit more negotiating power. And as I always mention, if you want to save some money on interest rates, new built is a good place to look. The builders are sitting on more inventory than they have in years. They are making deals, and most of them are offering some pretty awesome interest rate incentives. So if you want to save some money in that area, definitely take a look at new built. I happen to specialize in new built home sales. And so if you're shopping in that area, certainly reach out, give me a call so I can help you negotiate with the builders and save you a bit of money with my closing cost credit. All right. Like I said, home sellers, if you're planning to sell soon or wondering why your home isn't selling, I'll be getting a video out there fairly shortly on how to sell your home in the Denver area. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll have another market update for you in November. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my educational videos or home tours around the Denver area. All right. Thanks for joining me and have a super duper day.